Okay. What is going on, guys? It's Chris.
And now we're here with the new edition. Go
What's going
ahead.
on? What's going on?
We have Young Slippery here, aka Bit.
Yeah. So right now we're gonna get into our predictions and breakdowns tomorrow. You know what we're gonna do the full card preview for you guys. But right now we just we're hanging out, just picking each other's thoughts about this main event. We figured we might as well dive into that right quick. So yeah, for the main event for this UFC fight night coming up, we got Thiago Santos versus Magomed Ankalaev. Oh my God, this is interesting. I like to let my man Slip go ahead and start it off. Let's see what's happening.
So you want to start with the main event?
Main event.
All right. So
We got Thiago coming off. That crazy. Actually, here, let me just say this. Everyone thought that last fight with Thiago was gonna be some just straight lights out, no more than 2 rounds, right? I didn't bet on that, but I kind of thought that myself. But I still didn't bet on that because I still thought there was a possibility it could go over the 2.5. I didn't think it was gonna go the distance. But that went full 5 rounds with Thiago and Johnny Walker. Um, Granted, everyone thought that Thiago could have gotten knocked out in that fight with Johnny, or Johnny more likely was going to get knocked out. We saw Johnny Walker fight just recently. I mean, that was
Electric.
yeah, you could say that. That was definitely electric.
That
For
boy's chin got
it was
got
electric for his
tased.
chin. Yeah, I mean, shite, bro. Not even his equilibrium, bro. He got hit over the temple by Jamal Hill. I'm not even gonna get into Jamal Hill right now.
He gave that
Whatever.
boy the runs.
But yeah,
all right. So look,
but
you mind if I interrupt?
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Now I'm actually just looking into the fighters. Right. Thiago Santos. He's got an armor tattoo on his leg.
And the
He's coming,
hammer.
he's coming with crazy leg kicks. He has good striking on the feet. His wrestling, he has decent takedown defense, I believe. But he's facing an up and coming titan in that weight class, and Magomed Ankalaev. I mean, not to take anything away from Thiago, he's on a 2 fight win streak against two pretty good fighters. But Magomed, I don't know. It's just these Russian guys. They got a little something different in them, man. Like I don't know. He's been walking through people.
Yeah, man. I mean, Chris, what do you think about this?
In my opinion, in this fight, it's all for Magomed. In my opinion, Tiago, he's a nice fighter. He's a swell guy. He gets some stuff done. He's definitely still in the within the ranks, but at the end of the day, he's also an older dude, also an older gentleman. Send that man to the retirement home. Get him out of here. You know that metal on that metal tattoo. That thing's going out. That thing, it's rusty.
Indeed.
Rusted armor.
Yeah, man. I mean, with this fight, for me, it's pretty cut and dry. I mean, you got a man in Magomed Ankalaev that has some real elite striking. He can, and people might think he's just an intense grappler, as most of them boys from you know Western Russia are and whatnot. But this boy Magomed, to see how he put out Ion Kutalaba's, like, he put his lights out twice, bro. I mean, the first, granted, the first one, yeah, he finished him.
Was that nerve ref in that?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Granted, the first one finished that. He finished it in 35 seconds. The first one with Ion Kutalaba, and that was cool. It was more like a TKO. But that second one, where it went, I believe it was like 2 minutes and 41 seconds. He shut his lights out, bro. And Eon kept, doing what he does, pressing the pace and just stepping forward. And really, he's not intimidated. Eon's never intimidated, but still, didn't stop him from getting chipped up, getting cracked, getting dropped, and then ultimately getting finished in a brutal fashion for that fight. That's what I take away from that. Even him against Volkan Ozdemir was just an impressive win. Remember, we were talking about this as well, Slip, when I had that 3-pick parlay for the big betters. Should have sent it through with Piotr,
Oh
Magomed,
man,
and
yeah,
Islam.
yeah. That was a crazy night
It
for
was
me.
a crazy night,
A
but
little
that was
weary after
yeah.
after what was that? Who was the fight?
Which one was talking about for that card? Yeah?
No. Um. Damn, right on my tongue. The Mexican kid.
It's not Martino. It's
No. Brent. Brandon.
Moreno.
Brandon
Brandon
Moreno.
Moreno. Oh, the
Yeah.
cat. Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
So
when
the
he
first
fought
fight when you made that $1,000 bet.
Oh yeah. That
So I know
versus him and Davison Figueredo.
You were a little bit weird about
That
that.
was against him and Davison Figueredo. I mean, bro, that was yeah, that was very weird. I was weary after that, definitely. That was just crazy. I mean, but that ultimately came to a draw. So I got even though Davison won the fight, even with the point deduction. But we're not getting to that. We're here to talk about yeah, let's talk about this Thiago fight. I mean, from what I've just broke down, I mean, even there's another fighter that Magomed has fought before in Daltra. I'm gonna check to break that down right quick.
All right. So I believe Dolce is a pretty well-rounded fighter. He's look at him. He's a freight train coming in the octagon. His striking, there's nothing, there's nothing but perfection there almost. Um, his ground game, he has pretty good defense for a guy that's not a natural wrestler. He has pretty good takedown defense. He can learn to once he goes to the ground, he can work on actually getting back up. But I'm saying anything where it comes to just double legs coming in and any sort of takedown, he's defended the majority of them. So his takedown defense is about at a 76%. Um, he was a solid fighter in my eyes. That was a night where I lost big money. He was one of the last fights, one of the last legs on my card before the main event, and he lost me about 2 G's, bro. I'm not gonna lie, and it was off a $300 bet. I was really gonna come up, but Magomed is just a different beast, bro. That you could be as strong as you want with that guy. He's gonna wear on you. He's gonna take you down to deep waters. Whether you're good on the ground or not, whether you're good on the feet, he's gonna stick with you too. I haven't seen him back down yet. He's fought strikers on the feet. Anyone that's been solid, folk style, any type of actual wrestling, he's been to the ground with him and dominated in all fields.
Indeed.
So,
Yeah.
uh,
I mean,
in my eyes, I think this one is pretty much given. I wanted to give Thiago his flowers. Not to just shit on my man's, but yeah, this is a pretty much decided fight already.
and
If you're a betting man,
yeah.
I'm
Throw the
going
house
with
on it.
Magomed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but before we get into that, real quick, I just want to say this, just to reiterate, well, not reiterate, but to explain to the audience that needs some more depth. We broke down Magomed real quick. Magomed Ankalaev, just finishes pretty much all, and a few decision wins across the board. His only loss coming to I believe it was Paul Craig by submission, but we know how Paul Craig does. He's hit or miss with that submission. But breaking down real quick, Thiago. A lot of people know Thiago. If they know Thiago Santos, they know him from that John Jones fight. Which I'm not gonna lie, I believe that Thiago may have won that fight. It could have been. It was a pretty decent close fight, but I still gave the edge to Thiago in that fight. But it is what it is. I mean, when you have a name like that, that holds sway to the judges, I suppose. But even before that, he knocked out Jan Blachowicz in the first round. Thiago. That was, I believe, in 2019. I mean, he finishes dudes. He lost to Alexander Rakic. But don't forget this. This was maybe 2018, I believe. Thiago went the distance. He beat Kevin Holland by decision, bro. That's like he should be no disrespect. I love Kevin Holland. He should be knocking Kevin Holland out. But that's a whole nother story. But yeah, what do you think about that? Just his past, Thiago's past, whatnot, Chris?
I mean, he won the last one. I think he lost the last three after that. I mean, his in terms of fight, it's kind of spotty. He'll do a couple fights. He'll maybe do one, two a year. I don't think he's gonna come out too hot. His. I think he's getting to a point which it's not even his fault. He's getting past his prime, and it is what it is. I think this fight, like Ben said, is automatically decided. It's just one of those things. But I don't even know why Magomedov took it because at the end of the day, it's like this Tiago's a lower ranked fighter. At that, like he's about to be just a journeyman after a certain point. I don't think
Yeah,
he has what it takes, and after this is what's going to really show that.
yeah, I do agree with that point. I mean, Thiago, if he doesn't get this win, I think he's on that gatekeeper status. But
Well, he's pretty much already at the gatekeeper
he
status.
is. But
He's eight.
only because that Johnny Walker win didn't age well. That's really why. Before that, he was still a contender, really, in my eyes. But we're gonna chalk it up. Let's get some. And granted, these predictions are subject to change within the next 24 hours. See how the lines flip. See if there's any new news. But let's get some official
Not
predictions,
mine.
boys.
Everything I say is solid gold.
All right, well, let's get some official predictions, boys. What are you thinking? And let's get a how they win, if it's by finish or decision, what round. What do you guys think?
Well,
I'll let you guys go first. I have my pick locked already. But
if I was to say exactly how this fight's gonna go, Magomed, there's gonna be a little feeling out process, and maybe the first 2 minutes of the first round. There's gonna be strikes thrown, obviously, but there's still gonna be a little bit of a feeling out process.
I
Let's
agree.
say 130. After that, things are gonna start to change. I don't see this going past 2.5 rounds. I see this being a win by Magomed on the ground. Uh, let's say rear naked choke.
I think this one's a pretty easy decision. Like I said, Magomedov. I say death by chocolate.
Indeed. Yeah, and for me, I pretty much agree with what my boys are stating. I do, however, I'm going to contest that under 2.5 because, however, I do believe Magomed will be able to get the finish. I think it will be within the fourth and
What's the
fifth
two and
round.
a half?
Yeah, 2.5. But I still believe he'll get the finish in the fourth or the fifth round, which would break the 2.5. That's why I think, and if it does go to the decision, it's going to be Magomed all day because he's went that he's been 5 rounds a couple times and he's shown consistency in his durability and his stamina. But yeah, man. I mean, even though the under 2.5 is definitely possible, I still think that Thiago has shown that he is, he still has, even though at 37 years old, he still has, or actually 38, he still has a good amount of durability left and a great cardio for his age. And Magomed is not really, as of late, he's never been subject to really finishing dudes that quick as far as his past, like 2, 3 fights went. So I'm going to go with Magomed. To take the prop, I will go with Magomed just by finish. Preferably by knockout, but you never know. I would just take him by finish. I'm sure there probably would be being that it's Thiago Santos, we might get a plus 100 prop on that. We'll see how the lines flip or
We're
have.
looking for full predicts.
Nah, this is the prediction. My prediction is Magomed to win the fight for this. This is a singular video. Magomed to win the fight, and yeah.
That's it. That's all you get.
So we're all going with Magomed by finish. Granted, I'm taking it for more of a late finish, but finish nevertheless. So yeah, fight picks for dummies. Make sure you like, subscribe, share this to anyone that needs wager tips.
Like and follow. Now we're gonna look at you for these last few seconds with straight faces. Nah.